answer is partly, I think, a new way of thinking. Say, for example, to take our neighborhood and make them partners, not competitors or not neighbors who envy you, but neighbors who benefit from what you're doing. I have just come today from Kathmandu. This morning, I was there at the opening of the library of Tribhuvan University. So our neighbors today associate India with education, with health. We stood by them during vaccines, during COVID. With Sri Lanka, we actually were bold enough to put out $4 billion to bail them out economically. They see the new, the power linkages. So there's a whole the change in the manner of which we deal with the neighborhood. If we go beyond that, I think the idea that with the Gulf, with Central Asia, with the Indian Ocean, how do you because we are actually recapturing our history. That because of the partition, because of the those periods of decline which Sanjeev spoke about, which Gurumurthy ji also touched upon, we had stopped thinking of these regions. I mean, these are actually our neighborhood. I mean, they were, if you go by even something like archaeology, in the middle of Vietnam, there are Shiv temples of 1,000 years old plus. In fact, as you follow the trail all the way to the east coast of China, you can see really how much our cultural and obviously our economic and possibly political activity is extended. You go the other way around. Look at the Gulf. Till the 60s, even 70s, the Indian rupee was legal tender in some of these countries. So what had happened was somewhere we kind of let go of these connections. We had a narrower, smaller view of ourselves. Today, I think the big change, I come back to your first question. We are today, spreading our wings. We are making a difference to the world. And the world actually wants, a country, a power like us, today to balance out what are the established powers. And most important, at the big league, we are today holding our own. That, whether it is a complicated issue like the conflict in Ukraine and the pressures that come on you out there, or whether it is what is happening, what has been happening in the Indo-Pacific, and, how do we ensure that there is stability and there is order now. So it could be the Quad. There are pressures on us not to do the Quad. There were pressures on us to restrict our economic dealings with Russia. We have stood firm against both. So I think it's a combination of a lot of this, including, dealing with the diaspora, recognizing, and look at the global issues, climate change today, technology, even nutrition, wellness. I mean, there isn't a debate in the world in which today we're not wading into and not putting out our ideas. That is the difference.